my channel. I'm super excited. My Ranger order came. So I'm sure most of you know, and if you don't know, then you're going to hear about it from me. But Ranger Tim Holtz has worked with Ranger. He had, what's this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 20 paints that they had retired, and Ranger agreed to bring them out. So I am gonna open them up and then play around with them, do some swatching and things like that. And I went ahead and got another brayer as well because it was free shipping, and plus I had they were giving me, I think it was 20 or 30% off my order. So I thought it would be fun to have a brayer to work with these paints specifically on. So let me get all of this unboxed. And I went ahead and picked up all 20 of them in the tin to store them. So let me get all this out and I'll show it to you. So I wanted to show, this is the Distress. It's a multi-storage tin, and you can either put your paints in there or you can put your sprays. And it comes with 2 inserts. And I think this is for the sprays, and then this is for the paint, I think. Pretty sure. Yeah. So this one's for the paint. And it's just, it's the first time I've bought one of the tins before. And, oh, it's, okay, so it's glass on the bottom. Interesting. So I'm going to lift it this way, I guess. So then this is, let's see if I can show that. There's a lip on this side, if you can see that, but there's not on this side. So this goes in the front. And you squeeze it to get it to fit in there, like that. And then you put your paints in there. And then you tilt it in just a little bit to get the lid to close. And then you can put, so you can either store them upside down so that you can see the color, or there's some labels that rangerink.com has, and you can put the color labels on top. So your choice. So it seems like a very nice tin, and yeah, I will probably store my paints in it. So I wanted to go over the paints also. I'm just going to start in no particular order. So if you buy these in the sets of 4, it's a set number of paints that come in each one, or you can buy them individually. And there's a lot of different places you can get them. So this one are the greens. And so you have forest moss, crushed olive, pine needles, and lucky clover. And I think I'm going to do swatches with them just for fun. And then this set is brushed corduroy, gathered twigs, pumice stone, and old paper. These are kind of the neutrals. And then here's your reds and pinks. You have aged mahogany, festive berries, tattered rose, and spun sugar. And I have a lot of the Distress Oxide inks in these and some of the sprays. So it'll be fun to mix these together. Here's the kind of blue-purple. You have, what is this? Wilted violet, Blueprint Sketch, Tumbled Glass, and Stormy Sky. Stormy Sky is one of my favorite blues. And then the oranges here. You have Wild Honey, Rusty Hinge, Ripe Persimmon, and Dried Marigold. So I'm going to do some swatching with these, and I'll come back and show that to you. And then I'm also thinking about playing around with doing, trying out, there was like this marbling effect, and I want to try that out as well. So I might do that on camera with you all. The one thing that intrigued me about these paints is, since they coordinate with the inks, you know, the inks are water reactive. These, once these are dry, they are not water reactive. They're permanent once they're dry. So I really like this idea of layering with the paint first and then coming in with the ink and doing some other techniques on top of this just to build some layers. So I'll play around. I'm still new and learning, but I'm excited to give these a try. I have a lot of the Dylusions paints, and I love the Dylusions paints. Her palette is different than Tim's. Tim's is a little more grunge, I guess, if you will. And I do migrate to these grungy kind of colors or vintagey kind of colors more than the brights of Dylusions, but I think it'll be fun to play with them together as well. I've been playing around a little bit, so I thought I'd turn the camera on and do a couple on the camera. So this is just some watercolor paper, and I've cut them down to tag size. And I'll do a couple, and then I'll show you the other ones that I've done so far. So I'm trying to think what colors I wanted to use next. So I think I want to try some of these green ones here. And with these paints, they do have a little ball in them, but you just have to give them a little shake. So this technique, Tim called it a marble effect. So I wanted to give that a try. And I want to do a little, pumice stone. And is there another color I want? Maybe brushed corduroy. Okay, so I did brushed corduroy, pumice stone, forest moss, and crushed olive. And then you just spray a little water onto it. Now, it doesn't, the paint doesn't react like ink does to water. And then I am going to use the smooth side, and I'm just going to kind of dab it down in here. And so you see the really intense colors. And if I want it to move around, then I'll just spray some water and tilt the card around. And then if I want to get a little bit of ink there, I can dip this in here, or dip it over here. Oh, I'm liking that a lot. Put a little bit up here in the corner. So I like how that looks, so I'm just going to stop and set that aside. And then I'm going to take another one here, because I still have quite a bit of ink here. I don't want to have go to waste. And it's mixed up pretty good. I'm going for kind of a grunge look, so we'll see if this looks just like mud or how it's going to look. So I'm just going to kind of swoosh it through like that. And then I think I'm going to try to pick up this ink as well. And spray it with just a little bit of water on this one. And then you have to move the paper around if you want the ink to move. I apologize for the noise. And then I'll put that there. And then you want to wipe this up while it's still wet, because once this paint dries, it's permanent. You'll be able to get it off the glass, but it'll be hard to get it off of this mat. Okay, so those are those two, kind of the grungy. So I like the more intense of where the dots hadn't been smeared yet, whereas on this one the dots of paint were kind of smeared. So I do like that one a little bit better, but we'll see how it dries. So I started off with just some regular paper, some sort of craft paper. It's pretty thin, and I was just putting a single color down and getting some swatches of that. So this is the Forest Moss, and then this is the, sorry for the reach, the Gathered Twigs, and then this is the Festive Berries and the Aged Mahogany. So I did put two on there, so you see the darker. I like this little darker look there on that one. I think that's neat. And then I did pull out a couple of, I think both of these are Tim Holtz tags, and I put the Gathered Twigs, and I love the effect that it gave. I have to do the other side now that this side's dry, but I love the little gatherings of a darker color, like there. It's kind of fun. So I think it just takes some practice. So I did, these are all four of the orange colors, which is the Wild Honey, Rusty Hinge, Ripe Persimmon, and Dried Marigold. And this is the second swipe, and then this is the first swipe. It's still drying. So again, I just went for kind of similar to this one. Make sure, yeah, make sure that's all in the camera. So they're different looks, and I like them both. And then I was trying to do similar colors that he did, but I didn't have the picked raspberry. But this is Spun Sugar, Wild Honey, this Blueprint Sketch, and Tumbled Glass. And I like it okay. It's not bad. And then this is the second swipe, and I think it's interesting how two of the colors, and I'm guessing it was the pink and the blue, made this kind of gray on the mat here. And I like how I kind of made gray out of that one. So I'm just kind of having fun getting familiar with these paints, and kind of getting used to how to do backgrounds. I might try using the brayer next. Here, let me show you the swatches. You can see them there. And they're really nice and smooth. And again, I just did this on just some regular craft paper. I love these colors here. I mean, I love them all, but they're really pretty. And I really like this old paper. I want to play around with that old paper color. And then here are the pinks and reds. Just real pretty. And then here's the blues. So pretty. Well, thank you all so much for watching, and I'll catch y'all in the next video. What I hope to do is in a future video, take these and build some more layers on them and turn them into tags and decorate them up. So make sure you subscribe and stick around for that. Thanks. See y'all in the next video. Bye.